Welcome back everybody, I am Marco and this is Marco Has a Plan. Now this video is part 2 of my PFSense build, and if you've watched part 1 you know that I built this. This is an APU2C4 which I will be using as a PFSense, and I will be using this as my new PFSense box because I already have a PFSense, but that one is actually a virtual machine which is running on my Dell R710. And this video is actually only going to be a theoretical one. I'm going to show you what the setup looks like now in terms of cabling and stuff like that, and I'm going to tell you what I want to make about this. So without further ado, let's just go straight in. So here we are, and I am using Lucidchart for this. I haven't used this software for some time, and this is really a lot of improvisation just now. I don't even know how it looks like over there, how it really looks like. I have imagination about it, but I do not know if I'm right. So bear with me. I'm going to cut out every ass and every breaks I do, but I want to do this in one take because the last video I did almost 2 weeks ago, and I want to get this thing installed. And so now we just start with how this looks like now. So we start with, I guess we start with my phone line. The termination point from outside. What can we do? What can we use for that? I guess we use the telephone. So we use just this symbol as, we can put it over there, and we just call it, phone line. So this is the connection from the outside where eventually I get the internet from. And I'm sorry that this interface is actually German, but I'm going to try to make everything English as I go. So after the phone line, what I have is a router. And let's put it around here. And this is a TP link, I guess a VR200V. I guess that's what it's called. So this basically is a modem, a router, a switch, an access point. So you know your consumer routers all there. And the TP link is connected to switches. I'm going to do this. I guess I'm going to put them side by side. No, I'm going to put them upside over each other. So this is a Cisco 3750, and this is a Cisco 3750. I do not know exactly if they are 3750Gs, but I can tell you they are 24-port gigabit switches without PoE, and they are both connected to each other because they form a stack. So I have a Cisco 3750 stack, and on that stack, connected with one connection is, let's put it here. Let's go over there like this. Okay, we can do this way. Maybe let's make it a little nice. Okay, so we can just use this. Go over there, and my plan is really not working out here. So put our phone line over here. I'm just a stickler for straight lines, so not this one. Okay, good enough. Get this back in a little bit. And okay, so this is actually our connection right here. And now it's getting complicated. Now it's getting complicated because we have our, I'm going to do this as a box.
a little bit like this. Let's see if we can get all of this in here. Yeah. Okay, and this is our Dell R710 with Hyper-V. Okay, this is not a Dell R710 server, and this is not.
Laut X.
I'm sorry, my phone thought that I said a magic word. This is not a Hyper-V standalone server. This is a Windows Server 2016 evaluation version with the Hyper-V role installed. And on that, I have a virtual server. And let's just go this way. My virtual server is my PFSense. Okay, now the PFSense, my firewall needs to be connected to the outside and it needs to be connected to the inside. So I could have just connected the Hyper-V directly to the TP-Link, but I don't do easy things, apparently. I could have done this, but I didn't, and I could smack myself for that. But I actually created this. I had to create either way. So this is my vSwitch trunk, and this is my vSwitch. I guess it was called 200. Okay. Now the PFSense is connected to the vSwitch trunk. And the PFSense is also connected with the vSwitch 200. Now the vSwitch 200 means that it is a switch that is connected to the VLAN 200. The VLAN 200 is only there to connect it is only there to connect the PFSense with my TP-Link router. So I can just go here, put a text there, and call it VLAN 200. And I could put another text there and call this VLAN 200. Okay, and another switch, the trunk switch, is also connected to my Cisco trunk, to my Cisco switches, but that one is actually a trunk connection. So it is a trunk connection from here to here, and it is also a trunk connection from here to here, because I need several VLANs in here. Actually, I need almost all the VLANs in here. No, not right. Scratch it. I need some VLANs in here, at least for now, because I have created another VLAN. I guess I called it VLAN 199, and that was a transfer VLAN between my switch stack and the PFSense, because the original idea was to let the switch stack do the basic routing among, as I call them, safe networks, and to only let the PFSense route everything from the safe networks outside, and to route and filter everything from unsafe networks. I guess I'm going to come back to that later. But this construction is very complex, okay? So because you have double netting here with the VR200V, and I have no idea why I did this. So let's just put this a little to the side. Let's just all and put it over here. Oh, it actually makes a new area. Great. So let's just put this. Come on. doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we need this. Okay, so we can do this. So let's put this aside for now. And now let's take a look at what we want to do with the new setup. So we go over here and we put, or I could just do a copy. Can I just do a copy? I could just do a copy. So let's just copy all of this. Okay. We still need our phone line, and we might need our VR200V, but for something different. We do not need the VLAN 200 and the VLAN 200 here. We need our stack. We remove this and this, and we remove this and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I guess we can remove the whole Dell R710 in this scenario. Okay, so let's see if I have anything here that looks like a modem. Projector hub modem, so we can use a modem. Okay, we put this modem exactly here. We put our VR200 away for now. And now I'm going to need something that resembles a router. Yeah, that's a router, but it's got Wi-Fi. It could basically be the PFSense, but it's not. Let's just take anything that looks... Yeah, it's a firewall. So why not take a firewall, okay? So this is our modem, and this is what will replace the TP-Link VR200V, because I got a Draytech Vigor 130, and I got this almost 6 months ago, I guess. I guess there's a new model out, the Draytech Vigor 160, which can do even higher speed. And can we do just a line? No, I just want to put this aside for now. Okay, let's go with our PFSense here. Okay, our Cisco switch stays here. So now we can put we can just leave it down there for now at least. So now we can just connect our PFSense to our switch stack. And we connected with, we actually use 2 connections to connect it, because we have 3 LAN ports on the PFSense, and I want to use one to go to the outside, and I want to use 2 to connect to the 3750 stack. One wire, or yeah, one connection to each switch, because if one of the switches would fail, then we would still have the other one to take over, theoretically. And so I just need this here to say that this, oh no, that's not nice. Okay, so this is basically, this will be, I guess it might be, yeah, it will be a trunk. This will be a trunk, and it will be a link aggregation. A like group. Just put this aside and remove the, come on. Okay. I mean, Okay, it's a free version of Lucidchart, but I'm not really a fan, I guess. So, okay. So, here we have our trunk connection to the 3750, and then from here we go to our Draytech Vigor, and from the Draytech Vigor we go to the outside, and we are going to use PPPoE for that. Okay, so we have our PPPoE connection to the outside, one connection to the Draytech Vigor, from there to the phone line, and we have two connections, just two plain connections to the Cisco 3750 switches. And then I have my TP-Link, and let's just put it here. I can only have one connection to the TP-Link because I guess it does not support link aggregation. I have not tried it, but I would wonder if that would be a possibility. So I guess it does not support link aggregation, and it also, I guess, does not really support VLANs. So all the devices that are connected to it did it again. That's not what you want. So like this again, put this over here, and I guess I'm going to make this VLAN 10. VLAN 10 is my guest VLAN, and this is only for Wi-Fi, and it's so over there in the server room there's only this device for now, and I'm going to keep it at VLAN 10. VLAN 10 will be filtered at the Cisco 3750. The Cisco 3750 will be the gateway for that VLAN, for devices in the VLAN, and by that I hope I'm going to be relatively secure. And what I can do then is I can just copy this again to get this over here, and I can just remove these, and I'm going to remove this one and this one and this one and this one. But we have our Dell R710 with Hyper-V still, and we still have a vSwitch trunk, and we can just do nope, let's just keep it this way. Okay. So we can do a trunk connection to a vSwitch in the Hyper-V, and I guess from there we can connect all the VLANs we need. It might mostly be, I guess we are going to need two VLANs in there. VLAN 12 and VLAN 16. VLAN 12 is for clients, like for test clients that I need, and VLAN 16 is for servers. And I'm going to talk about VLANs later on. Just for now, I've dragged this out for 18 minutes already. So let's just go over here and let's compare. So at the moment, this is all really confusing because at the end you have the Dell R710 has 4 network connections. It comes with 4 NICs, and you have all 4 of them connected to the Cisco stack, to the switch stack, and you have 2 of them in a trunk ether channel basically. So, and the other 2 you have in VLAN 200 configuration. That VLAN 200 goes to the TP-Link. On the other side, you have very many networks there, and it's I mean, for me it is just confusing, especially if you try to use the Wi-Fi here. You're connected to VLAN 200. VLAN 200 is basically a transfer VLAN, but just between the PFSense, the virtual PFSense, and the TP-Link box. So what are you going to do with the Wi-Fi here? You cannot do anything with the Wi-Fi, at least not comfortably. There's no configuration that you can do that would really work properly. And with double netting and all of that stuff, with not being able to see your public IP in the PFSense, for example, this is just something you wouldn't do, something you don't want to do. And I built everything whenever I had a chance. I did not plan this before, really. Could I have done that better? I guess a little with the TP-Link the way it was. I could have done it a little better with the PFSense as a virtual machine. I could have done it a little better, I guess. But at that time, all I could do was configure everything in the server room itself. I did not have I did not have anything to document. I did not have anything to save my documentation. I did not have anything to save my passwords. And so everything I did over there was just piece by piece. And there was nothing to, like, if I would connect to these 3750 switches right now, I would really have to think about the password because I have not written it down. And that is something that I want to change in the future. And we are going to change this with the PFSense. We start with the PFSense and then we go on with all the other stuff. So now we are going to have this one. So we only have our two connections from the PFSense to the Cisco stack. From the Cisco stack, we go back with two connections to the Hyper-V server. We have one connection to the TP-Link, and from the PFSense, we go to our Draytech Vigor, and we go to our phone line to the outside to the VDSL. Over there, we have a VDSL connection of 100 megabit down, 40 megabits up, which is pretty good for around here. And in this way, we will actually be able to see our public IP in the PFSense, because the Draytech Vigor is a modem that can actually bridge. It can be used as a router, but it can be set to bridge mode to just work as a modem. And this is actually pretty great. And yeah, so this is just everything that I wanted to tell you about my current crappy setup and the hopefully way better setup that I want to do. And I want to do this fast. I have a lot of projects planned that I want to do, especially the Dell R710 will stay, but the server 2016 with Hyper-V, I guess we will delete everything there, and we are going to do a Hyper-V 2019 standalone installation. I have a Synology. We are going to create a Active Directory with a Synology. We are going to try to add the Hyper-V to that Active Directory. We are going to try the web-based configuration utility from by Microsoft, see how that works. We're going to try RSAT. We are going to try to connect this this workstation to that domain, and we will see how it goes. But this is a lot of work. I want to document everything, and to document everything, I cannot be hung up on how fast I can do or how clean I can do this. So I have to be okay with just doing it this way, and with my phone confusing my speaking with OKG word. I really have to switch it off. It annoys me. And yeah, so in the next part of the series, and I want to tell this now, when this series goes to YouTube, all the parts are done. It means when this series is on YouTube, that PFSense is actually online. It is working. So I'm not going to upload this before all the parts are finished. And in the next part, we are going to install PFSense on this APU2C4. We're going to see how it runs. We are going to try to connect to the web interface. We might configure, we're going to try to connect to the port that is going to be the WAN interface. Then we're going to configure the other two interfaces to be aggregated, an aggregated connection. Then we are going to try to connect it to my Cisco switches. Hopefully I remember the password. We are going to clean up my VLAN setup because there are so many things that I want to change about that. Especially, I have no idea what my gateway or what device my gateways will be, because the Cisco 3750 can do IP routing, so I could make the Cisco stack my gateway, which would be great because the Cisco stack is actually very powerful. It has very powerful routing capabilities, and that the APU2C4 is not bad, but I guess it is not as powerful as the Cisco 3750s. However, this device can actually filter. The Ciscos can only route. So I really have no idea how I want to segregate or segregate? Yeah. VLAN segregation. How do I want to segregate my network? That is something that I have to figure out, especially because I am one of the people who uses ASUS Easy Update, and I'm one of the people who could have gotten hacked because I used that software. I'm not in the MAC addresses that got that, or that really were targeted, but I mean, go figure. And I wanted to, the first plan was for me to define 3 VLANs, server secure clients and management, and let them all be routed on the Cisco stack without any filtering. And just when I wanted to go out to the internet to go through the firewall, but this client is VLAN 12. It is client VLAN, and it has complete access to all the servers, to all my management interfaces. And if this thing gets compromised, all is gone. So I really have to think about letting all the traffic go through the PFSense. I might just do it as a test, and if it doesn't work, I would have to reverse it to go to the Cisco 3750. But I ramble on. If you have made it so far, thank you for watching, and watch the next part. I have no idea how many parts it's going to be. At least 1, I guess, even 2, maybe 3. I have no idea, as I said. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.